folks. Welcome to a Thursday Facebook Live yoga class. I'm here with my friend Sherman. Thank you for joining me this evening. I'm going to try and move him out of the way. Scooch you over. Welcome again. It's just about 7 o'clock. I thank you all for joining me for another Facebook yoga session. My name is Patty. If you have not joined one of my online yoga classes yet, welcome aboard. Please drop a little comment or a thumbs up in the notes so I know that you are here, and I welcome all of you. Tonight will be a nice, easy to moderate flow with some modifications. And if any time you feel this pose is too much for you, listen to your body. You can always step out of it and go into a child's pose. You can just take a comfortable seat on your mat and wait till the next pose. So you listen to your body tonight, enjoy yourself, respect your muscles, where you are on the mat, and come into this practice honoring yourself this evening. All right, so Sherman's already almost in the starting position. We're going to come into child's pose just for a couple minutes. So big toes come together on the mat, knees are out wide. You may see me face the phone or the video a little bit more so you can hear me. But we're going to come into child's pose. So knees are out wide to the edges of the mat. Sink down, chest, belly, forehead. Everything melts into the earth and settle into your child's pose. We're going to be here for just a couple minutes. Forehead rests on the mat. Allow your heart to sink into the earth. Maybe think of your intentions for coming here today. And just breathe at your normal pace right now. Go ahead and take a nice big breath in, filling up and expanding and sigh it all out. And on your exhale, you may find your chest and your belly sinks a little closer to the earth, almost touching now perhaps. Take another inhale in, sigh it out. One more big breath in, and let it all out. Good. If you practice the Ujjayi breath, the rhythmic ocean breath in through your nose and out through your nose, take a few breaths at your own pace. Inhale and exhale. Inhale in. Let it all out. Now go ahead and come up into tabletop. So we are on all fours, hands and knees, flat back, shoulders are above our wrists, legs are nice and square, hips. We're going to take cat and cow. We're going to arch up looking towards our belly into cat. And release into cow. Our head looks up. Our belly falls towards the earth. Another cat. Arching our back. And out for cow. Inhale up. We're just waking up our spine. Finding some movement here. Nice and gentle. Your own pace. We're going to do this 10 times. This is 6. Nice big stretch. And up for cow. Cat. And cow. Gaze looks up towards the ceiling. Then back down. Almost towards your belly button. Back up again. Really moving your spine. Stretching out from the day. Maybe you had a lot of sitting or not. Maybe you were on your feet. Either way, this is a lovely pose to get some movement into your spine. So now we're just going to come into stillness. If you feel you didn't quite make it to 10, go ahead and take a couple more. We're going to pause here at tabletop. Just feel where you are. We're going to take another child's pose for just a minute or so now. So big toes come together, knees out wide towards the edge of your mat. Hip and butt sink down towards your feet. Head, chest, and belly fall to the earth. And see if this feels any different now. We'll do a few more child pose throughout the practice. And as your muscles limber up and warm up, each pose may feel a little bit differently. And that's all right. Listen to your body. This is a good pose. It's going to say yes. Not so much. Maybe back out of the pose. Respect all those feels. Good. Slowly come up into tabletop, onto all fours. We're going to curl our toes under, push back into downward facing dog. This is the first down dog of our practice. Perhaps your first down dog of the day. Again, listen to those legs. We don't want any muscles in the backs of our legs, our back body screaming. Maybe gently bend one knee and then the other. Pushing back into your down dog. First one of the day. First one of the practice, I should say. And when you're ready, step your legs forward to meet your hands. Forward fold, bending at the waist. Nice stretch in our back and our shoulders. Slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Nice stretch. Reach up to the sky. Arms fall down to our sides. So now we're going to go through this next series a couple of times, each on the left and the right. So I will try to rotate here and there so you can see me and hear me. But we're going to start with our arms up into mountain pose and come down to forward fold. Inhale to flat back, halfway lift, and step back into our downward facing dog. We'll pause here. Big breath in. Hinge forward into high plank. Drop to your knees. Slowly lower down. We're just going to do a little baby cobra. If up dog is in your practice, you certainly can do that. If you're comfortable doing the full chaturanga without lowering to your knees, you're certainly welcome, but we're going to work through this practice. Go ahead and push back into downward facing dog and come forward to forward fold. Rise all the way up. Arms come down. Good. So that was one time. We're going to take it a few more times. Our body's going to warm up. We're going to get into the flow here just a little bit. Arms reach up overhead. Nice big stretch into mountain. Swan dive down to forward fold. Plant your hands. Lift halfway to flat back. Step back. Downward facing dog. Hinge forward to your high push-up. Go ahead and drop to your knees. Lower down. Belly and chest can come all the way to the ground. Thighs can come to the ground. Slightly lift for your cobra. And again, if you are comfortable doing up dog, you're welcome to do that. Go ahead and push back. Downward facing dog. Big breath in and out. Step or hop your feet towards your hands. Forward fold. Rise all the way up to standing. Good. One more time. Arms reach up overhead. Down towards the earth. Your hands go. Forward fold. Plant your hands. Lift up halfway to flat back. Step back into downward facing dog. Big breath in. Pausing here. And out. Hinge forward to your high plank into that push-up position. Strong core, flat back. Drop to your knees. Lower all the way down. Do our little baby cobra here, or your up dog. And then push back into downward facing dog. Good. Inhale. Step or walk your feet towards your hands. Forward fold. Rise all the way up. Arms come back down. I'm going to do that one more time. Reach up overhead with your arms. Swan dive down. Hands come to the ground. Forward fold. Plant your hands on the earth. Lift halfway to flat back. Step back into downward facing dog. Pausing for just a moment here before we hinge forward on our toes. That high plank. Drop to our knees. Come all the way down to cobra. Curl your toes back under, push into downward facing dog. Step or walk your feet to your hands, forward fold. Rise all the way up. Good. We're adding some movement, some warmth. We're going to come into a few other poses now throughout that flow. So arms are going to come up overhead, come back down into forward fold. Plant your hands, flat back, step back into your downward facing dog. And from here, your right leg is going to come forward into warrior one. So nice 90-degree angle in your front bent knee. Hips are square to the center in front of you. Arms are tall and active and bright, reaching up overhead, creating space in your core, opening up then into warrior two. Our arms extend out long over our legs. Your front palm flips up to the sky. Reverse your warrior. Your back arm is down your straight leg. And then we're going to tip ever so slightly at our waist. Right arm comes to right knee for extended side angle. Stacking our shoulders into a nice, lovely straight line. Still strong in our legs. Nice bent knee in the front. Good. Go ahead and bring your upper arm down to the ground. Step back. Downward facing dog. Big breath in and out. Step your legs. Feet come to hands. Forward fold. Rise all the way up. Good. Arms come up, overhead, mountain pose, down to forward fold. Plant your hands on your mat. Halfway lift to flat back. Step back into downward facing dog. This time the left leg steps forward, foot comes between your hands. Warrior one. Nice bent knee, arms lift up overhead, strong and bright through the core. Gaze is slightly looking up. Open up the arms to warrior two. Still nice strong core, good 90-degree angle in your bent front leg. Flip your palm up, reverse your warrior. Slight hinge at the waist, bent arm comes to the bent knee, extended side angle, nice long lean lines through the back side. Go ahead and cartwheel your arms down to the ground, kick your front leg back, downward facing dog. Step or walk your feet to your hands, forward fold, rise all the way up. Good. We're going to do that one more time. Arms reach up overhead, mountain pose, down to the ground, forward fold. Plant your hands. Halfway lift to flat back, step back, downward facing dog. Big breath in and out. Right leg reaches, steps through to the hands. Nice, strong, 90-degree bent leg up to warrior one. Hips are square, facing the front of your mat. Arms are reaching strong up high. Slight gaze towards the ceiling. And we pivot open, warrior two. We reverse, palm comes up, gaze looks up towards our hand. Left arm reaches down your straight left leg. Hinge forward, right elbow to right knee, extended side angle. We're looking up again towards the ceiling. Good. Cartwheel your arms down to the ground, plant your hands back into downward facing dog. Step or hop your feet to your hands, forward fold, rise all the way up. Good. One more time on the other side. Arms reach up, overhead, down to the ground, forward fold. Plant your hands on your mat, halfway lift to flat back, step into your downward facing dog. This time your left leg steps through, foot plants towards your hands. Nice bent 90-degree angle. Arms reach up into warrior one. Go ahead and open for warrior two. Nice extension through your arms. Strong legs. Palm flips up. Reverse your warrior. Gaze comes up. Left arm comes to the left knee. Extended side angle. Cartwheel your arms. Hands come back to your either side of your foot. Step back. Downward facing dog. Take a moment here to breathe. Feet step forward to meet your hands. Forward fold. Go ahead and rise all the way up and lower your arms alongside your body. Good. You're going to take chair pose. So arms reach up overhead. Get strong in our legs. Start to sink down. Like we're going to take a seat into chair. And we're going to lower our hands to heart center in a prayer position. Take your left elbow to the outside of your right knee for a twist. Good. Bring your arms back to the center, chair position. Hold, hold, hold. Come back into prayer. Twist on the other side. Right elbow comes to the left knee. Nice twist. Opening up your shoulders. Good. Come back to center. Ooh, and rise all the way up. Good, good, good. Arms reach up, mountain pose. Down, forward fold. Halfway lift to flat back. Step back into your downward facing dog. Pause here. We're going to hinge forward into our high plank. We're going to drop to our knees. Unhook your toes. We're going to take a modified side plank. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. My left knee is still on the ground. My left arm is still on the ground. Right arm reaches up towards the sky. My shoulders are stacked. My right leg can be bent, still like the kickstand, or straight to get into that side plank. If you're comfortable and want to take your full side plank, you can do that. You can lower back down for your modification. Good. Go ahead and lower your right arm. Come back to hands and knees. Come back into high plank. Just for a minute. Square up here. Strong core. Drop to your knees. This time, right knee stays on the ground. I'm going to spin so you can see me. Right knee stays on the ground. Right hand stays on the ground. Little kickstand for modified side plank. If you want to try, just straighten your right leg. Can come out for your full side plank, or leave your right knee on the ground for your kickstand. Left arm comes down to the ground, hands and knees. Push up into high plank, back into downward facing dog. Big breath in and out. Go ahead and step your feet forward, forward fold. Reach all the way up to the sky and arms down. Good. We're gonna do that one more time. Arms up. Forward fold. Halfway lift to flat back. Step back into downward facing dog. Hinge forward, high plank. Drop to your knees. Left knee stay on the ground. Right leg comes out. I'm going to show you a different direction. Modified side plank. Shoulders are stacked. Right leg is out long. If you want to do the full side plank, you certainly can. Right arm comes back down, tabletop, back into your downward facing dog. Just for a minute. High plank, knees. Right knee stays on the ground like a kickstand. Left arm, left leg, straight and strong. Modified side plank. If you want to extend your right leg to meet your left foot for full side plank, you're welcome if that is in your practice, or use that right leg for a kickstand. Go ahead and lower your left arm down. Tabletop. I'm just going to pause here for a minute and lower into child's pose. Big toes come together, knees are out wide. Sink down, head, chest, and belly come to the earth for child's pose. Take a few minutes here to check in with your body. How are you feeling? Anything different? Are we getting warmed up? Is the monkey brain calmed down a little bit? And just focus on your breath, on your presence, on your mat. Good. Come up into hands and knees again. We're just going to take a couple cat and cow here just to activate our spine again. Up into cat. Drop our belly. Gaze looks up to cow. Cat. And cow. One more time for cat. And cow. Come back into stillness, into tabletop, into all fours, hands and knees. We're going to take a couple stretches for bird dog. So opposite leg and opposite arm are going to reach out long. So I have left leg and right arm extended. And then lower back down. Right leg, left arm reaches out long. And back down. Opposite side. And down. Left arm and right leg. Lowers to tabletop. From here, we're going to thread the needle. Right arm reaches up to the sky, comes between the space between your left leg and your left arm and left side body. Right shoulder reaches to the earth for thread the needle. Go ahead and push back up with that left arm. Right arm reaches up to the sky, back into tabletop. This time, left arm reaches up, nice big stretch. Thread the needle. Left arm comes through your space between the right arm and your right side body. And the left shoulder comes down to the ground. And push up with your right arm back into tabletop. Curl your toes under, downward facing dog. Look towards your hands, feet, step or hop, forward fold. Rise all the way up and down. Arms come up to mountain, down into forward fold. Plant your hands to flat back, step back, downward facing dog. Right leg steps forward, toes stay up and active on your back leg, crescent lunge. Arms reach up overhead. Right knee bent at 90-degree angle. Back toes are off the ground. Now lower your back toes. Right leg straightens. Pivot forward into triangle. Shoulders are stacked. Chest is stretched. Nice long open stretch. Lower your upper arm. Straddle forward fold. Head lowers towards our earth. Arms drop towards the earth. Maybe your fingertips graze your mat. Hands can graze the mat. You could clasp opposite elbows and let your head just hang heavy here. Now pivot towards your left. Toes come out straight. Curl your right toes under. Crescent lunge on the other side. Sinking into that front bent leg. Stretching through your hips. Strong in your legs. Straighten your front leg. Pivot your back leg. Triangle on the other side. And if your hand can't come to the ground, it can rest on your shin. If you have a block nearby or a water bottle, you certainly can use that as well. Pivot your toes forward. Drop your arms. Standing wide leg forward fold. Head falls heavy towards the earth. Fingertips graze the mat. You could clasp opposite elbows. Allow your head to fall between your arms. And just breathe. Go ahead and heel toe your feet together. So we're in a forward fold. And slowly rise all the way back up to our Uttanasana standing position. So from here, arms reach up. Hinge at the waist, forward fold. Go ahead and lift your right leg for standing splits. Hands can be on the ground. If you're really feeling the balance, you can grab on to your left calf for your standing split. And we're going to play with some balance, so go ahead and put your hands on the ground for a minute. Just feel your standing split. We're slowly going to keep our right leg in the air as we rise up. Bent knee. It's going to come out in the pivot, so you can see me, into a modified big toe stretch. So your right hand is now on the inside of your right thigh. If you want to take the full big toe stretch, take your peace fingers around your big toe, stretch out. Ooh, not today. Good. Go ahead and release your leg. Shake it out. We're going to take that on the other side. Arms reach up overhead, down into forward fold. Root into the right leg. Left leg lifts up. Standing splits. You can try that hold. Your hands behind your right calf. Or Keep your hands planted on the earth. And slowly, with control, rise up to your modified standing big toe. Left arm is on the inside of your left leg, or peace fingers on your big toe. Good. Go ahead and release. Your foot comes to the earth. Shake it out just a little bit. We're going to do one more balance pose with tree. Your foot can be on the ground, big toes on the ground, on your calf, or in your foot crease. Really, any place but the knee. Left leg is strong in the earth, offering resistance to the bent right leg. Gaze is fixed, something not moving in front of you. And if you feel strong and steady, go ahead and grow your tree. Arms can stretch out. Bring your arms back to heart center. Release your leg. Take it on the other side. Root the right leg in the ground. Left leg, big toe can be on the earth near your ankle, near your calf, or in the hip crease. You may find one leg is different than the other. Balance on one side, a little different for everyone. And when you feel strong and rooted, grow your tree. Arms reach up, adding length and posture through your core. Good. Go ahead and release. Your foot comes down to the ground and down, forward fold. Halfway lift to flat back, step back into downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. And we're just going to step our feet forward to come to a seat. We're going to take boat pose. You can have legs bent for boat. Simply lean back, engage your core, nice and strong. You could you could hold onto your thighs even, or if you want, full boat. Lift your legs, core is active, strong, that bent V position, and hold it for 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. Go ahead and extend your legs out in front of you. Feet are flexed. Arms reach up, and we're going to hinge forward just for a seated forward fold. Hands reach towards the feet. Listening to your hamstrings, listening to your back. We don't want any muscles screaming, stop. Good. Go ahead and rise up. Feet are going to plant on the ground. Knees are bent. Lower down to the ground. I'm going to take a couple bridge poses here. Knees are bent. Arms can be using your triceps to press into the earth, nice and active, to lift up. Lift your hips, your butt, your core off the ground into bridge. If it's comfortable, you can interlace your fingers and reach your arms towards your feet. Good. Go ahead and lower back down. Another breath here. And take bridge one more time. Shoulders press into the earth as our hips lift our core off the ground. Go ahead and squeeze your glutes and then try and let go. Really working our thighs and our legs here. Good. Go ahead and come back down. Soles of our feet come together. Knees fall out wide. One hand on our belly, one hand on our heart. Supta Baddha Konasana. Releasing our back, opening up our hips. Just breathe. From here, take your hands to the outside of your knees. Bend your knees. Gently bring them back up. Come back up to a comfortable seat. We're going to cross our legs. A little crisscross applesauce here. Just to transition back into our downward facing dog. There's no real easy way to get out of that one. Right leg is going to lift up into the air and step through into half pigeon on the right. So right leg is bent. You can be on tall arms. You can use a block and begin to lower your head to the earth. Maybe rest your forehead on a block. You can stack your fists and rest your head on your fist. Whatever feels good in your half pigeon. Left leg is outstretched, long through your left leg, while the right leg is bent like that little chicken leg. This is too much, you can always come up into tall arms. You can use a block or a pillow. Put that under your bent hip to release some of that pressure. Sometimes this pose can be a little intense. Go ahead and come up into tall arms. Unfurl your right leg. Curl your left toes under. Back into downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up. Your left foot swings through to take pigeon on the other side. Right leg is stretched out long. You can rest on your forearms, stacking your fists. If you have a block or a pillow nearby, your forehead can rest. Remember to keep breathing through this pose. Just as thoughts come creeping in, take a big breath in and let it all out. Go ahead and come into tall arms. Curl your right toes under. Left leg is going to unfurl. Last downward facing dog. Take whatever movement you need here. Pedal out your legs, bending one knee and the other. Lowering one arm ever so slightly if you would like. Notice how differently this downward facing dog may feel than at the beginning of your practice. Good. Now we're going to lower our knees, feet, ankles, shins, come all the way together. We're going to take rock pose. We're going to sit down on our butt. It's very similar to child's pose in a way, but our arms are alongside. We're tucked in to a little ball, little rock. Our head falls heavy to the ground. I like this pose at the end of a practice, at the end of a night. It's just a nice little tuck-in rock pose. Slowly come on up. Sit on your bum. We're going to lower all the way to the ground. Shoulders come down. Legs lift up tall. Legs up the wall. Feet are flexed towards the ceiling. Arms are alongside our body. Nice, bright, active, still strong legs here. Now go ahead and reach for the outsides of your legs and come into happy baby. Hands grab to the outer sides of our feet. Happy baby. Maybe extend one leg and then the other. Gently rock side to side. Or you may call this dead bug. I like happy baby. Gently bring your knees together. Bent at a 90-degree angle. Left hand comes to the outside of your right knee. Right arm comes out long for a supine twist. Legs bend and drop your knees towards the left, looking out over your right arm. Nice big stretch through the right side body. Gently lift your knees back to center. Right arm, right hand comes to the outer edge of your left knee. Knees bend Over to the right, supine twist on the right. Gaze looks out over the extended left arm. Slowly lift your legs back to center. Give yourself a nice big hug. We're in a little popcorn ball here, gently rolling side to side. Massage out your back just a little bit. Give yourself one more big squeeze. And release, extending into Shavasana. Our final resting pose. Legs are out long, arms fall heavy alongside our body as we sink into our mat with our final pose. Slowly begin to bring awareness back to your body by gently wiggling your toes, your ankles, your fingers, and your wrists. And gently reawaken your body. And when you're ready, gently roll to the right side into a little fetal position, resting for a moment on your right side. And then comfortably rise to a seated position. Eyes can be closed. If you are comfortable, you may bring your hands to heart center. Thanking yourself for setting aside time to practice this evening. I appreciate all of you coming to the mat, honoring your bodies, and joining into this practice. I appreciate each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Namaste. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Thank you so much again. See you soon. Thank you.